hopefully everybody's driving safely home from the or flying home, traveling home. We'll say that, traveling home safely from Nobby. Looks like y'all had a great time. That's good. Friends and fellowship and honeybees. What else could you ask for, right? Well, as you know, it's Sunday. It is a little colder today than it was yesterday. I was in yesterday, not today though. Good morning, Grayson. Good morning. And but we're out. We're out today. Yesterday was a pretty good day. We ended up at 385 for yesterday. Hey, Mike. Good to see you. And and we're stocked back up, guys. Every day, stocking it right back up. My yellow barbecue sauce is looking low. So we might have to sell down some of the red and then make some more yellow barbecue sauce. So good morning, good morning. So I didn't waste time this morning. We got out here, got everything loaded back down. We got a little bit of everything. A little bit of everything, for sure. This is a little bit different from what I've been doing. So I've got this little wooden cutting board that my mother had forever. And you can see the burnt corner on there. Somehow it got burnt over the years. But this side, I treat it with board butter when I first made it. And on the other side, it's not treated. That actually did get some on it right there. But not treated, treat it. So people can take a look at it when we talk about the board butter. And that way they get a little idea of what's going on. Obviously, bee pollen. We got everything sitting out here. The mustard-based barbecue sauce is almost gone, so we'll have to make some more of that here coming up. But we are loaded down. I actually have a few more bottles in there. Like I think I got a big bottle and a few more 1-pounders in there. But I think we're good for today. And hopefully we do a lot. Yesterday ended up, we got a first customer of the morning coming in. I think that's my military guy that normally comes. And see what I'm going to set y'all here and see if I can help them. How you doing today? Got the puppy?
Yeah, he's out there with me today. I got some stuff out and check the prices out. Come on.
Okay. Well, we got a little bit of everything, as you can tell.
Because the wife been bugging me and everything else. Come here, bud.
I got you. Well, we got 1 pound for 10, pints for 15, and then we got pork for 30. And then we got flavored creams, all of our flavored cream honeys or specialty honeys for 10. Barbecue sauce, 10 and 25 on the side. We got board butter for treating cutting boards and wooden utensils. That's the untreated side, and that's the treated side. And yeah, we got cut down for 20 and pollen for 15.
I've been thinking of making some honey dippers and stuff.
I got you.
It doesn't go with that much.
And you're my first person to stop this morning, so you want 15?
Yeah, I'm gonna grab one of those.
I'm gonna have to get you some change.
Ones come in handy sometimes.
Oh yeah, for sure. Probably perfect. Now, did your wife come a little while back? You know?
No, I don't think she's ever. Stopped by yet. She keeps saying stuff and blah 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 blah.
Well, I've been trying to be consistent on being out here, so we're doing better. I used to only come out on the weekends, and then this is all I'm doing right now.
But come here.
So that smells sweet stuff.
We just did the tractor supply thing, we grabbed a couple things, and just did the food line thing.
Right.
got quite a few going on out here.
Oh yeah, I got bees here. I've got them across from Mr. Bunky's out in Eastover, and I've got a few hives out in Lexington as well. So, yeah, we got plenty going on around here for sure.
Yeah, I know. He tried to do it way back in the day, and
it's challenging. I often get people that stop and they ask me, "Hey, I thought about getting a hive." Well, that's great. However, bees do two things really well, right? They make honey and they multiply. So, you might get one hive, and then next year you have to split that into two, and the next year 4 and 8, and then you end up with $50,000 in bee equipment, right?
Well, I think it lasted all of 1 year. And the suit, the big white suit with the big white hat, and this is before the freaking smoker and everything else. And then I think they moved, and then they moved it to the cedar tree, and then I think the bear finally found them and got them to
right. For sure. I mean, it's fun. I enjoy it, but it is a lot of work.
Yeah.
Especially when those boxes get filled with 100 pounds of honey, and then you need to pull it off, right? So, it's definitely a lot of work.
I tried the people that spray, they're like, we want to spray them like
mosquitoes and everything, right?
Nope. I don't want to spray because bumblebees that come to life start to grow.
Right.
But I've also seen a couple 3 honeybees. I'm like,
it might be some of mine because they will fly up to 3 miles.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't want to fuck with the honeybees because I know there's the different, the light ones and the dark ones and everything. It all depends. I'm like,
just let them do their thing.
Let them do their thing because I've had squash. I'm like, I know I need the bees for the squash.
Right.
Leave them alone.
Well, when you leave, don't back out on Lower Richland. There's a little cut-off tree right there. You can turn right there and cut right through out to the other driveway.
Okay. You ready, bud?
Like that, you're killing me small.
That's a new one.
What's his name?
Bud.
Hey, Bud. How you doing? He looked at me when I said his name. He knows.
That's the name that he actually wanted to when he was a puppy.
Looks like a good dog.
Where he wants to be.
When he wants to be.
Yeah,
He's working though. He's on the clock right now, right?
Yeah. You ready to go?
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
So, yeah, let me grab my drink. So sorry, guys. I will cut the video off when I have a customer. First customer of the day. A craftsman. It's like watching you in the wood shop. It's so you know what? We only got $385 more to go today. So pint jar. So that was the first sale, and like anything, even when I start up in the morning, I gotta get energized to be able to explain everything and do everything and get motivated, and so it's an evolution, right? We all do that when we get up. We got to get our coffee, get the motors running, get your mind right, get in the game for the day, right? That's kind of the goal. Let me sit down so I'm not making y'all sick. And that is the goal. That is not the guy I thought it was, but that's a new guy that I've never had before. So we get those quite often, new people. We're picking up word with the Hispanic community around here. It seems like almost every day now I'm getting Hispanic customers, which is good. It's good. So, I'm doing these hopefully for encouragement. So whatever your situation, table, whatever you're doing, however you're selling or running your business is great. Just to encourage that you just got to get out. You just got to get out and do whatever. Whatever your situation is, you got to do it. my bed was feeling good this morning. I didn't even want to get out. I shared yesterday and I was laughing, but I ended up very sore this morning. I actually fell off a ladder yesterday, trying to trim a tree, trim a bush, and I ended up taking a tumble off the ladder, because I've got these big bushes right at the house that go all the way up to the roof, and I was just trying to trim them off, and I was sitting in my truck and I was like, oh, you know what, I could do that on that ladder. And I got the ladder in the cutter and then fell off, right? So so far this month, and obviously we didn't do a live last night, but the over 2,000, not much, like 2022. I mean, it's literally like $2,022 or something like that for the month. And I think that's pretty good. Considering last month I thought was really good and we were at 4. So as long as we can keep this momentum, and the only thing that's going to keep this momentum is me being out here. Does that mean every day somebody's going to stop? No, not at all. Now, I will say I haven't had a day where I haven't sold anything. I haven't had one of those, unless it was a day that it was raining and I was inside. Every other day, it's almost guaranteed $100 to $200, or usually, it's averaging $200 a day. Weekends included, days off included. So the only way that we can make that consistent. Will I ever be a millionaire doing this? No, not like this, and that's not really my goal. My goal is not to be a millionaire. My goal is to be able to work the bees and live comfortably, and do that. And I'll be honest with you, my stress level has gone down, but it has changed. My stresses have changed from one thing to the other, right? So we're used to going to a job and stressed out about the job, and didn't do this, this didn't happen, that didn't happen, right? Now it's, hey, I gotta get out there, because if I don't get out there, we're gonna have problems, right? Yesterday, prime example, had a good day, but that good day was kind of wiped out by the fact that I got my truck tax bill. So now I'm like, oh, I gotta sell more honey, right? So just another reason to get out and do the table. It's cold. Haven't had any breakfast this morning. Just got up and got out here with the table, because once it's set up, I'm good. Once it's set up, I'm good. I can go and walk, and as long as I keep an eye on the front, on the driveways, because most people just pull up. If I can just keep an eye on those, then we can do it. And being out here early, I find on Sundays more people stop after church, right? A little bit later in the day. But it's kind of imperative to be out here early so they can see that I'm out here. So on the way back from church, they know they can stop. Last night, I was at 3:45. And I went inside and I was actually eating dinner at my computer. And I don't know if I told you, the other day, I got a package in. The UPS driver hopped out and came and bought some honey. And then she came back last night. And that's only been a few days. And she came back last night, knocked on the door after dark. And I came out and sold her $40 worth of honey. So people are definitely getting the idea that honey is here, you can stop. I tried to tell them, they said, well, how often do you do this? How long are you going to have honey? Because they're used to people selling out of honey and not being able to get it for another period of time. And I've said, I'll have honey year round, is what I tell them. Year round, right? Now that might take some logistics to get them honey all year round, but they don't need to know all that. And we just keep it moving. And I've got to say, I've been blessed to be able. Yeah. So we have a property tax on our vehicles here. So like when I lived in Georgia, you would pay all of your tax on your vehicle right when you get it. It was called an ad valorem tax, and you wouldn't have to pay tax anymore. You would just pay for your license plate every year. Well, here in South Carolina, they like to charge you property tax on your vehicles every year. So my plate is due to expire at the end of February. So I received a nice little tax bill, and I'll show it to y'all because I'm transparent like that. It usually, now keep in mind, my truck, it looks new, but it is 5 years old. And we get these things in the mail once a year to come down and make sure you pay your taxes on your vehicle. Because if you don't pay your taxes on your vehicle, first of all, you'll be riding with a expired license plate. So let me make sure my camera's open. Sorry, we'll flip that around. Richland County Vehicle Tax Notice. Total is $539.80 just to drive a truck that I pay for every week. So, to give you an idea of the things that they include into this tax bill, school taxes, $305. That's the bulk of it, right? School bonds, $66. The county tax, $61. County bonds, $12. Fire service. I don't mind paying fire service and stuff like that. $26.88. They need to be paid. The public library. I have not used a public library in a long time. $19. Recreation. We got to pay recreation of $17. The Riverbank Zoo. We have a zoo here that charges you admission every time you come in. Matter of fact, last time I went, 4 of us went. It cost me $200 to get in. And that was $2.16. And then we pay for the local college, $6.84. Mental health, $1.56. Now, this is what gets me. Road maintenance and the decal for my truck, for the license plate. That's the only thing that really goes towards anything vehicle related. $21 for a total of $539.80. And so yeah, that's one of those things that I knew it was coming. I just didn't know when it was going to come in the mail. And it's a bummer anytime you get a bill like that. But it's just one that's not usually in our normal thing, right? We know we pay electric, water, internet, cable, whatever you want to call it, cell phone, and then, $540, which, hey guys, if we want to look at the cups half full, last year it was over $800. It was like $865. So it has come down, but it's still, $550. Yep, that's for sure. So, for me, I try to use it. I'm trying to use those things as motivation. When I sit there and I think, you know what, I could just stay in and eat a sandwich and play a video game and you mindlessly scroll through YouTube and Facebook. That kind of drives me at this moment to get out here and make sure my table's set up right, because it'll take me at this rate it'll take me more than one day's worth of sales and the profits from said sales to pay those. So we just got to do it. If it would have rained today, I don't know. We just got to get out and do it. And it's been a challenge. I mean, you guys have seen the lives. I've been out here every single day. Every day I've been out here. And a lot of times it's like this. I'm just sitting here, and that's fine. Or I'm blowing my dirt off over here or mowing some grass. Today I've got a lawnmower blades and and a belt for my riding lawnmower coming in today. So maybe that's something I can do while I'm selling honey. Maybe it's not. It just depends. And my wife's off today, so maybe she comes down here and helps on the table while I put the thing on. But it's her day off. She's worked like 6-7 days straight. She deserves a day off. But it's challenges, right? I've been watching this one lady down in Florida, and she's doing, I don't know if it's TikToks or just reels or shorts or what, but she's down in Florida, and she is she bakes bread. She's turned her dining room in her house into a kitchen where she bakes loaves and loaves and loaves of bread. And she's got a little, I'll call it a trolley. It's basically a building on wheels that she rolls out of her garage every day with loaves of bread, freshly made, sourdough, like you would from a bakery. And she rolls that out, and state of Florida will let you sell $250,000 worth of bread a year or something like that. It's probably all cottage food, but $250,000 worth of product right out of your thing. Now, I can only imagine for her, it's a little bit different, right? She bakes it, rolls her stand out, and they just honor pay her for her loaves. And I guess that's working well for her. But I just was really, I don't know if excited is the word, but I was intrigued by her process, right? She bakes it all. She puts out this building, and people just come and pick their bread up. And so she does all her, like where I have to bottle everything up and then sit out here. She basically doesn't have to sit out here. So that's pretty cool. I don't know that model would work for me, but it is pretty cool that she kind of has eliminated that one step of having to sell to the customer, because they order the bread, she makes it, she puts it in the building, and then people just stop by and get it. But she's got it really nicely decorated, loaves of bread all around, really, really nice looking stand. So I think before long, there will be some changes here. I just need to get with one of my buddies who is familiar with the regulation, because he sells those little buildings. And, as long as we can work it out, there may be a building getting dropped right in here. Maybe a little bit further back in the yard, because I don't know what the regulations are, but maybe a little bit further back, and put the building in, and then put a sign on it, and that also becomes a tax deduction at that point, right? Because it's being used for business. Now, I don't know. The county may say that, hey, you know what? Now that you have a building, that's a retail establishment, and you can't have that because this is a residential zoned property. However, it could be that I put it up, and because it's a farm, very clearly you can see there's honeybees behind me, that it would fall under the cottage food type of deal where I don't have to worry about that. So it's all stuff that has to be worked through. And a trailer could be a good idea. And been looking at those quite often too on Marketplace. So that is all options that we are looking for, looking at and looking into, right? Main thing, I guess, as far as like either a trailer or a building, it makes it easier to be able to, I don't have to constantly carry the honey back and forth, right? I load it up, and then I stock it up, and then there you go. You can sell it right from that point. So I could store the honey in there, and I could even put a bottling tank in there. Yeah, that would be good. And then I could empty it out if I needed to go get equipment or something, right? That's always an option. So it's definitely a lot to work through and think about with that. The only thing I'm worried about with the trailer, as you just saw, I got a property tax, and I know they require you to put a license plate on it, which means there would be a property tax on that as well. So that's all things that have to be looked into. But it's just about expansion, right? I do like the trailer idea. If I decided to do a market, well, then it's just a matter of rolling it to wherever I'm going, right? Whether I have a table in the market or whether I can just roll my trailer up and sell out of the trailer, all of that is an option at that point. If it's a building, then you still need a trailer to be able to do that, right? So there is definitely pluses to both sides of it. I think eventually, if this can keep going, and I don't see any reason why it can't, here's one thing. This was kind of interesting. I had someone stop yesterday, and first time ever being here, and they've been buying honey from the market downtown. And one of his friends said, "Oh, don't go downtown. Go to the guy right over here." So he came over and bought honey from me. So hopefully that guy doesn't go to the market anymore. For that, anyway. Go to the market for everything. But, we're just trying to carve our niche into the beekeeping market around here, right? Really, it's been pretty good for that. I really can't complain. It seems that the local people here really enjoy the fact that I'm out here. Haven't had anybody complain, anything like that. So it's just every day we come out, we learn new things about the market, right? What people are looking for. Prime example, the barbecue sauce. I was making ketchup-based barbecue sauce, the red one, and people were saying, "Oh, do you make the mustard base?" Well, I didn't. And I had several people, and I'm not saying a lot. If I hear something 2 or 3 times, I try to act on it, even if it's a small act, right? Even if I make it and it's a small batch. I make it. I had one lady come by yesterday. She was here Friday. That would have been day before yesterday. She bought a 1-pound bottle of my Carolina Gold barbecue sauce. And she bought the small bottle, which is great. It doesn't matter to me. Buy what you want to buy, right? But she came back yesterday and bought a large bottle. She said that stuff is so good that it's not going to last. So she bought a big bottle. She also said, and I felt good. This is things that make me feel good about doing this, right? So yesterday, when she came, she said that her uncle was a chef, and he made his own barbecue sauce. He would never buy barbecue sauce. He would only make it. But he refused to give anybody his recipe. And that lady, when she came by, she said that similar to her uncle's barbecue sauce as she remembers it. And they could never find it. She said, and these are her words, not mine, guys. She said that my sauce competes with any of the restaurants around here and better than anything she could find in the store. So, and this is, over years. And it's just trying to make the customers happy the ways that I can, If I can make sauce and you like it, perfect. That works out great. And she said she's going to tell all her sisters and all her cousins that we can get Unc's barbecue sauce now. And, so that could be a customer for a long, long time. And it made me feel happy that she felt happy, right? She had a connection now to something, a product product that I do. A reward that you get from doing stuff like this. Um, so it makes me happy. Now they come back and they call me by name. How's it going? I need some more honey. That sauce was good. I'm with some more sauce. I had a customer yesterday stopped, bought $30 in products and no honey. She bought no honey from the honey stand. She bought a barbecue sauce, a board butter, and a pollen. Well, that is, I think she paid, I think it was either $30 or $45. Good morning, good morning. Yeah, it is a little cool. Let me see. Yeah, that's true. And we get I get a mix. I get a mix of people here, both older and younger. Dennis, we get them all, get all different ones. So it's been a blessing. I know I don't often talk about my faith and everything on here, but I'm a firm believer that God knows what you're going through, and he'll give you a path. Now, whether or not you take that path or what you do with that path, that's your business. but he will give you a path, and you may not. And I was reluctant, right? I think Brad could probably tell you that more than anybody. I was pretty reluctant to get out here and sit every single day. But if I had a job, I'd have to go there every day. So, I come out here. And, so far God's taken care of me as far as that. Now, will it stay the plan, or is it just a bailout right now for issues that I'm having? I don't know. We can only do that one day at a time. But for right now, I would say anybody in my similar situation, I would hope you would look at what I'm doing, and I'm not telling you do exactly what I do or anything like that. Do what you got to do, but that's the main thing. Do what you got to do, right? If getting out here is what you got to do, if you got to set a table up wherever you're at, nobody knows where you're at. So when you first start, it's going to be slow. It's really going to be kind of slow. But as the word gets out, more people will stop, and more people will stop, and more people will stop. Be in the situation, don't have your job anymore, and people already know that you're there. And I think the first thing starts with Google. You have to claim your business on Google. That helps people to say, oh, what's that guy? What's the name of that place? And they Google it, search for it, and then your business pops up with your phone number and address where they can find you. You got to be out there. But at any rate, we've been going 33 minutes, guys. I feel like I can ramble on for days about this stuff, and it's not always interesting to everyone, and I get that. But a lot of us are small beekeepers, sideline beekeepers, hobbyist beekeepers, and this is just the way that I'm doing it, right? I do very few markets, very few. So for me, this is a blessing. This road is not, there's traffic on it, don't get me wrong, but it's not like busy. At 5 o'clock, it's the same as it is right now. There's one stop sign by the firehouse, and that you just have to get out and do it, right? So at any rate, I'm going to sit here and have a little bit of my drink and wait for the lovely people to show up today. And I hope you guys have a great Sunday, and we will see you guys again soon. Have a good day, and we'll see you soon.